Hello, everybody. I'm Kyle Lallam, a realtor with Haugen Nelson Realty in Watertown, South Dakota, and I am the 2019 NAR Director for South Dakota, and I had the privilege of serving as your 2016 President for the South Dakota Association of Realtors today. Just wanted to shoot a quick video and tell you about my RPAC story. My RPAC story started back in 2010. In 2010, I had been a realtor for all of about 3 years, and I had a seasoned veteran come up and say, I would like you to serve in a leadership capacity for our local association. And I'm like, I don't have any, leadership skills for real estate. I barely know what I'm doing. And he encouraged me to run, and I did. And in 2010, I was elected as our local realtor president for the Northeast South Dakota Association of Realtors. And in 2011, I had the opportunity to go to Washington, D.C. as part of the South Dakota contingency for the mid-year legislative meetings hosted by the National Association of Realtors. And at that conference and expo, realtors from across the country converged on the Capitol and met with their legislative members, their House of Representatives members, as well as their senators. And what I found amazing is that the talking points that we were given by the National Association of Realtors were what we, as realtors, brought to the members of Congress to say, hey, these are situations and issues that are facing homeowners all across the country. It's not just limited to South Dakota. It's not limited to California and Florida. This is everywhere in between, including the flyover states, which we, as residents of South Dakota, are in. At those meetings where we had the opportunity to meet with our legislators, and we did meet with all of them. There's a lot of states that only get to meet with their legislative staffers. We met with our elected officials, and that was something that I found absolutely astonishing. But in going through our talking points, we came back to, I came back to Watertown, and lo and behold, after session came back in again after our May meetings, they passed the pieces of legislation that we had talked about. And I found that amazing. And when I first got into real estate, my broker said, hey, here's an RPAC deal. I just need you to write another check. And that's all I looked at it as, is just another check to write, right? I'm a little agent. I don't sell a lot of real estate. I mean, I maybe did 10, 12 transactions a year. So I'm like, oh, okay, it's just another check to write. But after getting back from D.C. and seeing the impact that we had on legislation, I immediately became a major investor in 2011. And I've been a major investor ever since. The thing about being a major investor is it's not about the amount of the check that you write. It's the fact that we have the ability to impact legislation, not only at the national level, but more importantly with our state and local elected leaders. The idea behind the RPAC is to get them early, right? I mean, when you make an investment to RPAC, 20% of that stays right in your local community. And then another 30% goes to the National Association of Realtors, and 50% stays in the state. So out of $100, $70 of that RPAC investment stays right in your state and local association to assist with legislation and taxation pieces that may impact your clients, your customers, or even yourselves. So let's talk about a couple of quick wins here at the national level, because the national seems to get all of the glory or all of the anxiety. But let's talk about the QRM rule, the qualified residential mortgage. There was a number of years ago where the federal government wanted to require every single buyer to come with 20% down. How many transactions would you not have closed if every buyer were required to have 20%? I figured that 1 year after that legislation passed, it would have cost me 12 transactions. 12 transactions, even at a $100,000 sale. That is a huge impact and made it easy for me to justify writing my investment to RPAC. Let's talk about the 20% deduction for qualified business income that passed with the Tax and Jobs Act. Every single independent contractor now has the ability to write off 20% of their income straight across the board. And here's the deal about RPAC. If we have the opportunity to get them early and get them young, this isn't a Republican Party. It isn't a Democratic Party. RPAC is a purple party. Regardless of your political affiliation, when it comes to RPAC funds and disbursements, It's only given to realtor champions. Realtor champions are those that advocate and facilitate legislation that is beneficial to Americans across the country. And since homes are most people's greatest opportunity to build wealth and the largest investment most people will ever make, it's our job to protect them because they don't follow legislation. Our job as realtors is to do that. And like one of my RPAC mentors said, when you pull into your driveway at the end of the day and you look out your windshield, you look out to the left and you look off to the right and you look in the rearview mirror, those are the people, those are the individuals that our RPAC investment is there to protect. So please, I encourage you, do some research, find out what positive impacts the RPAC investments have made for your business, for your clients, and make your RPAC investment today. If anybody's ever got any questions about RPAC, they're welcome to call me, Kyle Lallam, Haugen Nelson Realty, 605-868-2844. Thank you so much. Go RPAC and make your investment today. It's the greatest investment you'll make in your business.